So I got a couple private messages asking for an update on the project that I've got going on, making my composite parts for the 69 Nova. And so I just wanted to shoot a quick video and show you guys some of the stuff I'm doing. So we've done a lot of work forming and shaping the face here. Some people have really asked, well, why are you bothering with how the inside of the door looks? Nobody's ever really going to see it. And that's a good question. Moving on. So all of these holes will be, I'm going to make a jig to cut them back out of the composite parts, and a jig to cut this slot holds the push rod that opens the door latch and all that kind of good stuff. So there's going to be a jig where we'll basically just go around with a plunge router and route all these holes out in one piece. There'll be a alignment jig that will also cut this with a plunge router, and these will be just drilled with guide bushings on a jig that just fits over this whole piece of the door. And if you're a Nova guy, I'm sure you've noticed that there's no window frame in this door. And the reason for that is because, well, let me show you the window frames. I think they're over here. So because of the shape of these frames, there's just no way to make that in a one-piece mold. And so, and not to mention the fact that the window frame extends into the door. So we removed both frames very carefully, I might add. So they're not bent or tweaked in any way. And we're going to recreate the whole window frame in composites. Whatever we come up with for the layup schedule is, that's kind of yet to be determined. But we'll remake the whole frame in its entirety from carbon fiber composite. So don't freak out too much. We made alignment jigs before we pulled those out. We actually made big alignment jigs. So those will go back in perfectly, and that'll probably be a 4-piece mold, and it'll be very interesting the way these pieces will be made, because they will have to be solid carbon fiber. So, but the nice thing about the way these doors are going to come out is that they're going to use all the original parts. You'd be able to use original window glass, original door handles, original door latches. They'll bolt on to the original place, of course. The hinge locations will be the same. I'll make another jig here, and these will be just round holes drilled with guide bushings on a jig here. And I have a machinist that's making floating nut plates to go behind there. And this whole area of the door will be highly reinforced, of course, because, well, it depends on how somebody would want it. If somebody wants a race weight, then this doesn't have to be heavily reinforced, but for a daily driver, we'd want to see that area really strong. And I'm also going to add a thicker part here in the middle of the door, just in case anybody ever leans on one of these composite doors. I don't want to see anything flexing, and that's going to add a little bit of weight, but it's really going to be negligible in the grand scheme of things. And of course, we've also, I'm holding a camera with one hand, so I'm not going to turn this over, but we've also blocked the outside of the door almost 100% perfectly flat. So the finish quality on these doors when they come out of the molds is going to be just absolutely amazing. Let's see, we got some stuff over here too. So that's the mold for the top half of the deck lid, and this the bottom half. Still have some back ordered fiberglass that I'm using as a surfacing cloth for this stuff, so I don't have any parts out of this mold yet, but that's soon to come. Alright, so now we're downstairs in my shop, and I wanted to just show the alignment jigs we made for those doors. They're not cleaned up or dressed yet, but you can see that with those jigs, the doors that we make in the molds, the inside and the outside skins after they're joined, will lay right into that jig, and the window frame would lay in, and we would do the secondary bonding procedure with the door inside of that jig. So there's no way we could have any misalignment issues. And then I've got, of course, some other parts, and also have 1966 Mark II GT40. And we're going to be doing some repairs on this one. Unfortunately, somebody backed into this car and really just made a mess of it. But but for all you purists, don't worry. It is a replica car, of course. But this will be a fun project as well. Shoot me a PM if you have any questions about the stuff going on here. I'm always happy to talk about what we do.